A new premium Warbond just got released today. It comes with one new secondary, the grenade pistol, 3 new primary weapons, and 1 new grenade, the Thermite. The name of the Warbond is Democratic Detonation, and just as the name suggests, it's explosive. I have unlocked all of the weapons in the premium Warbond and have tested them against bots and bugs alike to show you what they're capable of. I'm going to start with the BR-14 Adjudicator. Now, the Adjudicator is the first weapon that you can unlock in the new Premium Warbond. Unlike the rest of the weapons in the Premium Warbond, this is not an explosive, it's a marksman rifle. It has the modest 80 damage, which makes it the lowest damage in its category. But on the upside, it has the highest ammo capacity and also medium armor penetration. Now, on paper, it's actually not that good, but in practice, it's actually not bad. It's awful. Against medium-sized bugs like the Warrior, it takes about half a mag to take it down. One whole mag is barely enough to kill a Stalker, not to mention the recoil really doesn't help with the Stalker that's always moving. It does okay against the medium armored bug like the Commander. It takes around 10 shots to the face to take the head off, which is roughly half the mag. Which is why I think the main problem with the Adjudicator is the ammo. Using this marksman will make you reload a lot of time, especially if you're firing in full auto. And since it's a gun with low damage, you're gonna find yourself shooting a lot, reloading a lot, but not killing a lot. It's so weak, sometimes it takes more than 1 shot to kill the smallest bug. Bruh. It can destroy a sports viewer, but it kind of takes like around 3 reloads to take down just 1 sports viewer.
Come on.
I thought against bots with medium armor like the Devastator would be where it shines, but that's not the case, because even though it goes through the armor, it still only does little damage. Take this Rocket Devastator for example. I'm emptying a whole mag and it's still standing and rocketing. Now I know the bots have weak spots, their faces, but hear me out. If you're aiming for their soft spot that isn't armored, then why use the Adjudicator at all? There's the R63 Diligence with better damage. It has worse armor penetration, but since you're aiming for the soft spot, you don't need it. Plus, if you're taking your sweet time aiming for their faces, the high rate of fire doesn't really come into play. Overall, I think the Adjudicator has a really cool name, it has a decent design, but I don't think I'll be maining it anytime soon. I think this is one of the worst weapons that this Warbond has to offer. Or any Warbond for that matter. Next up, we have the GP31 Grenade Pistol. Now, in case you're wondering, you can unlock this from page 3 on the Warbond. The reason why I'm covering it now is because I'm covering it in the order of the ones that I like least to most. I first want to comment on the design because I think this is one of the coolest sidearms that this game has. Or maybe I just really like shiny things, I don't know. Anyhow, as the name suggests, the grenade pistol is a pistol that fires grenades. That in itself is awesome enough. It does what grenade launchers do. It can blow up nests, open containers. It can blow up single bugs. It can blow up a group of bugs. You now can even blow up bugs without even facing them. Now it's true the grenade pistol only has 1 shot per reload, but it doesn't really matter because the reload animation is quite quick. It takes less than a second to pop in a new grenade, so you can blow up another bug. To add to that, you get a total of 8 reloads, which is pretty awesome, right? That is, until you run out of ammo and need to find more. With the grenade launcher support weapon, you only get 2 reloads, but each reload consists of 10 rounds. Now, if you pick up the yellow supply box, it'll replenish your magazine by 2. That's also the case with the grenade pistol. However, unlike the grenade launcher, 1 grenade pistol magazine only consists of 1 grenade round. So that means if you want to totally replenish all of your grenade pistol ammo, you'll have to use up all of the supplies in the supply drop, which kind of makes it a bit impractical. Not to mention your squad mates also might need the supplies, and if you use it all for your grenade pistol, you'll come off as greedy. Plus, if you're out of grenades for your grenade launcher, then you can just call in a new one fully loaded. You can't call in a secondary weapon. So, as cool as a grenade pistol is, it's not a replacement for the grenade launcher. Even though if I'm being completely honest here, I think the devs are being a bit stingy. I mean, like, come on. Yellow resupply box only gives 2 grenades. At least give me 4. That's like half the max amount. But if you really like shooting things and blowing things up using your grenade pistol and keep on running out of ammo, you may want to bring a supply pack with you. The reason is if you're bringing a supply pack, whenever you resupply, it also replenishes both your ammo and also the supply pack. So that means you get double the ammo. And while it's true you can't call in a secondary grenade pistol, you can always call in another supply pack, which also gives you 8 additional grenade pistol ammo. The G123 Thermite is hands down the best grenade design Helldivers 2 has. It looks like a stick hand grenade, except it, well, sticks. Also, it kind of makes whatever it sticks onto look a bit more festive because it kind of looks like sparklers. I mean, seriously, does that not look like fireworks to you? The Thermite grenade attacks in 2 phases. The first one is it sticks and burns whatever it sticks onto, and after around, I don't know, 8 seconds, it explodes. Since the grenade sticks to the target, it doesn't work like a conventional grenade, so it's not really effective against a crowd. It's more of a single target grenade. But then again, I wouldn't say it's actually effective against a single target either. That charger has about 2 thermite on its face and it's still running. Now this charger has 6 thermites. Most of the thermites landed on its face. It's burning him with 2000 degrees Celsius temperature, and yet it still could run and even kill my squad mate. I honestly don't know if it's supposed to be like that, or if there's something wrong with the thermite, or if I'm using it wrong, I don't know. I even thought the thermite was bugged or something, so I tried to see if it does damage and used it on myself, and it cooked me well enough. Now the stats say it has a penetration of 7, which is the highest penetration of all the grenades. I assume penetration refers to armor penetration, so I tried lobbing it at a tank, but it doesn't look like it's doing anything. I tried sticking it on a Hulk, but the only thing it did was actually make the Hulk look more menacing.
I am going to kill you!
Or maybe I'm just not sticking enough, because I got curious about what the Thermite can do and I decided to solo a Bile Titan. It took me about 10 Thermite grenades on the face to finally take down the Bile Titan. But it's doable. You can also use a Thermite grenade to blow up nests, kinda. Because even though the Thermite grenade eventually explodes, I don't think the explosion is big enough to blow up the nest from the inside. So you have to position it at just the right angle for it to blow up the nest, because otherwise it's not gonna blow up the nest. In conclusion, I think the Thermite grenade is actually a very fun grenade with a spectacular design. However, I don't think it's going to replace some other grenades that are more useful, such as the impact grenade or the stun grenade. But it's really fun sticking it to Bile Titans and make them look festive. Also, I like to stick it to the Pelican to celebrate a mission well done. When I first saw the crossbow in the trailer, I felt a bit weirded out. What's a crossbow doing in space? But then I saw the name and realized it's no ordinary crossbow, it's an exploding crossbow. And then everything made sense. Starting out with the stats, it has a damage of 420. And it has the explosive weapon trait, so naturally I tried it against nests. As you can see, it didn't end well for me. So I thought, what about fabricators? What the fuck? Oh my god, it's so ass. Turns out, it also doesn't blow up fabricators. And after a couple of times of getting myself killed because of the crossbow, I was ready to call the exploding crossbow hot garbage. That is until I learned how to use it and realize how good it actually is. See, the exploding crossbow isn't really good against armored enemies, but in Helldivers 2, armored enemies aren't the only things that can kill you. Being mogged by swarms of little bugs could also kill you. Now this bad boy right here can kill those swarms. The thing about the exploding crossbow is you don't shoot at the enemy and use the bolt to kill them. No, you shoot at the ground and have the explosion kill them. And since bugs move very closely to each other, you don't want to shoot the one that is closest to you. You want to shoot at the center of the group. That way you get to kill all of them instead of just the one closest to you. I find it very useful in bug exterminate missions. Welcoming the bugs as they're leaving the breach with an exploding bolt is a very effective tactic. Now, if you add a little bit of high ground, it becomes even more effective because you get a clearer line of sight of the swarm, making it easier for you to target the center of the group and taking out more bugs. Now, the downside to the exploding crossbow is it doesn't easily take down armored enemies such as the commander, but the exploding crossbow is very good at staggering enemies, which allows you to make space between you and them. It's also good against bile spewers, even the green ones with more armor, as long as you're hitting their weak spot, their belly. Another downside to the exploding crossbow is range, because if you shoot your target too close, you'll somehow lose control of your knees. And if the target is too far, then it may be a bit challenging to land your shot because it's a crossbow. It follows a curved trajectory. It's not like a bullet that flies straight. But once you figure it out, it's actually quite fun. One thing you need to remember when using the crossbow against bugs is high ground is your best friend. And if you see a breach, that should probably be your target. When using the crossbow against the bots, it actually comes in very handy against the likes of shield devastators and also rocket devastators. Even though the shield devastator will block your bolt, the explosion will still damage it. And since the devastators like to stand close to each other and harass you from afar, the explosive damage will likely be shared. Against a rocket devastator, it takes about 4 bolts to completely destroy it, but more importantly, you're putting it in a stun lock, which makes them less devastating and more devastated. Just like with the bugs, it can take down groups of smaller bots. The exploding crossbow can also take down a spore spewer with 3 shots. And because of the crossbow's curved firing trajectory, it may be a bit challenging to snipe the spore spewer. Challenging, but not impossible. Overall, I think the exploding crossbow is a very unique, fun, and also useful primary weapon. My only gripe with it is it's in the name, exploding crossbow. How come the exploding crossbow can't make the fabricator explode? If it can make the fabricator explode, that's it. It's perfect. Fortunately, we have the R36 ERUPTOR. Now this might be a hot take, but to be completely honest, I think the ERUPTOR sounds dumb. And my first impression of it is it also looks dumb. It looks chunky, blocky, disproportionate, comically large magazine with minimum details. Which is why I was so surprised that it turns out this is my favorite weapon in the Warbond. My reason is simple. It blows up fabricators. Bruh, come on. That was fun. See, this is the first ever primary weapon that can destroy fabricators and nests, which was previously exclusive to support weapons. Now, this kind of caught me off guard because neither the stats or the trailer talked anything about exploding, less exploding nests. It can also blow up a spore spewer in just one shot. Bruh, no way, one shot, let's go. And I think this makes it the only primary weapon that only needs one shot to take down a spore spewer. Another thing that stood out to me was not only is it explosive, it also has medium armor penetration. Now the explosive trait kind of makes it like the exploding crossbow. It makes it very good against hordes of small bugs and you can shoot them from a relatively safe distance. Except the ERUPTOR is easier to aim because the bullets fly straight, it's not a bolt. And I think the ERUPTOR also has a bigger blast radius compared to the explosive crossbow, which means it can cover more ground and kill more bugs. Now the medium armor penetration means you'll have no trouble fighting against enemies with thicker skin, such as the bile spewer. Now, this also applies to the more armored bots, such as the devastators. With the ERUPTOR, it only takes 2, and sometimes even only 1 shot to kill a devastator. Against rocket devastators, I try to not aim for the head, but instead I aim for the torso. With the ERUPTOR, it will split them in two, and maybe even take along its buddy next to it. One shot. Against the shield devastator, it takes 2 shots on the areas not covered by the shield to take it down, and the stagger helps a lot. Just like with the explosive crossbow, when fighting against bugs, it's nice to have the high ground. With a better view, it'll be easier for you to decide where to place your shot to inflict maximum damage. Now, because there's some time that you need to wait in between shots, you better make your shot count. Of course, the ERUPTOR also has a lot of weaknesses to it, so devs, if you're watching this, don't nerf it just yet. Some of the minor downsides to it would be it may be a bit inconvenient to aim because it's a bit unwieldy, it's a bit heavy to turn. Another thing would be its very slow rate of fire. You have to wait around 1 second in between shots. Now, if you're in a hot area, you can counter this by always moving in between shots. Another major weakness of the ERUPTOR is range. If you shoot an enemy that is too close to you, you'll become knees weak mom spaghetti. And for whatever reason, sometimes if that happens, you'll fall towards the explosion instead of away from it, which is totally weird. So if you can't shoot at close range and if you have limited rate of fire, it may be trouble if you're facing a large number of bugs, which is why I always pack the laser drone to watch my back as I'm focusing on destroying everything else around me. Still on the subject of range, close range is not the only problem that the ERUPTOR has. Long range apparently is also a problem. As you can see, we have an illegal broadcast tower that is about 200 meters away, and I will try to shoot it. And I didn't hit it. Now I come closer to about 150 meters and I try again. I still haven't hit it. I come closer to about 100 meters this time with the charger in my back. And it finally hit. And it takes 2 shots to destroy the illegal broadcast tower using the ERUPTOR. So as you can see, the effective range of the ERUPTOR is 100 meters. Which means it's good, which means it's fun, but it's definitely not OP, so don't you dare nerf it. Alright, I think that basically covers all of the weapons in the new premium Warbond. I am so sorry for making the video so long. I think I got carried away because it's so fun. Anyway, what do you guys think? Do you think that this Warbond is pretty good, or do you think it's pretty bad? Let me know in the comments. If you're still here right now, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like and subscribe. Maybe we can reach 1,000 subscribers, who knows? And that's all from me. I'll see you next time.